Okay, so today we're diving into a story that's got everyone talking, and it involves some pretty serious allegations against Jay-Z.
Yeah, definitely a story that's making waves and
Yeah.
yeah, a big one. So Jay-Z is facing some pretty serious accusations that stem from an incident all the way back in 2000. And
Oh,
yeah, so we're going to be looking at some excerpts from pasted texts to get a better grasp of what's actually going on.
okay.
But what's really adding fuel to the fire here is that Carmen Bryan, who is claiming to have had this long-term affair with Jay-Z, is also publicly speaking out against him.
All right, so let's unpack this, beginning with the facts. Can you give us like a rundown of what these accusations actually are?
Yeah, sure. So Jay-Z and Shauna D. Combs are being accused of raping a 13-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yeah, and this allegedly happened following the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000.
That's heady stuff for sure. And like you mentioned, Carmen Bryan, who says she was involved with Jay-Z for 9 years, is really using this as a platform to kind of, I guess you could say, criticize him?
Yeah, absolutely. So she's been very vocal and hasn't held back in sharing her thoughts about Jay-Z.
Got it. So we have these accusations, and then we have this added layer of Carmen Bryan's involvement. But what is Jay-Z saying about all this?
Well, he's denying everything outright, and he's actually framing these allegations as a blackmail attempt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's even gone so far as to request that the accuser's identity be revealed or the case be completely dismissed.
Okay, so he's requesting the accuser's identity be made public. That's a pretty bold move, legally speaking. I mean, have we seen this before in similar situations?
It definitely happens, and it can be a risky strategy, but, if you look at it from a purely legal standpoint, revealing an accuser's identity, sometimes it can be used to discredit their testimony or point out inconsistencies in their story, which, could weaken the case against the defendant.
I see. So it's kind of a gamble, I guess.
Exactly right, but it can also backfire really badly.
Yeah.
It can make the defendant seem insensitive or even worse, especially in the cases sensitive as this one.
Yeah. Right, especially with a minor involved.
Yeah.
It definitely raises some eyebrows. I mean, and thinking about this whole thing, how do you think this is going to play out in the court of public opinion? I mean, even if he is found innocent,
Yeah.
could this damage his reputation in the long run?
Oh, absolutely. Public opinion is a powerful force, and
Yeah.
the way these kinds of situations are portrayed in the media can really sway people's perceptions. I think this is where Carmen Bryan's involvement becomes even more interesting. Her claims they could really hurt Jay-Z's image, but they also raise questions about her own motivations.
Right.
Like, what is she really after here? Is it justice, revenge, or something else entirely?
It's hard to say. I mean, her history with Jay-Z adds this whole other dimension to everything. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it really is, and it's super important to remember that right now these are just allegations, and everyone involved deserves a fair legal process.
Absolutely. So to sum up, we've got these really serious accusations, we've got denials, and potentially a huge legal battle, and then we have this personal drama that's kind of swirling around it all. What do you think is the biggest takeaway for someone listening to all this?
I think the biggest takeaway is understanding that legal proceedings are much more complex than they might seem on the surface. It's not just about who did what, but it's also about how information gets presented, who's speaking out, and their reasons for doing so.
Okay.
These factors can have a huge impact on public perception and ultimately on the outcome of a case.
That's a really important point. I think this whole situation just shows how complicated things can get when personal relationships and legal matters collide.
Yeah.
Especially when it all plays out in the public eye. It leaves us with a lot to consider as this case moves forward.
Yeah, for sure.
And for everyone listening, be sure to check out reliable news sources and legal analysis to keep up with the latest developments.
Definitely.
This one's definitely going to keep us all on the edge of our seats.
Yeah, I think.
All right. Well, thanks for breaking this all down with me.
No problem.
Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.